I spent the last 5 years of my life living in Chico, California. I just graduated from Chico State University in the middle of the coronavirus, so I never got the chance to really say goodbye to the town I lived in and became an adult in. I was in Chico a couple of weekends ago to celebrate my boyfriend and I's 4th anniversary, as well as to finish moving out of my apartment. While we were here though, I found it important to say goodbye to this place. First, I visited campus. Obviously, this is the center of my experience at Chico State, is on campus going to class. Lassen Hall is the dorm I lived in freshman year. It's where I met a majority of my friends and people that I'm still friends with to this day. My boyfriend and I lived on the same floor. Living in the dorms my freshman year led to some of my fondest memories and craziest nights, as well as the time that we snuck a keg in. Yeah, we did that. Then there's Sutter Dining, which was obviously the spot freshman year. It's the only place you can really get food. People used to try to see how many plates of food they could stack in one meal, which is really why we all got so thick so fast. Chico's campus has a creek running through it, which I was always so busy running off to class. I never was one of those people that just took the time to sit by the creek, and that's something that now I'm maybe wishing I took a little bit more time to do. Another thing I never got to do is take a picture with Willie the Wildcat. Willie the Wildcat is a new addition to Chico State's campus, and it has become the, hey, we're going to the bars, let's stop and take a picture on Willie. It's a good time. And again, I've made a whole video about the campus. It's beautiful, and I'm gonna really miss that scenery in my day-to-day life. We also stopped by Madison Bear Garden, which is located literally on the corner of campus, and it's a spot that we came to often throughout college. Another spot that was a big part of going to Chico State is the Welcome Week parties at 3rd and Cedar. This is where the famous diving off of balconies videos are from every Welcome Week. Obviously, Riley's over at 5th and Ivy is a spot that we frequented often. I was a huge fan of Thursday night power hour, where drinks are 50 cents each. I missed a lot of Friday classes. Another spot that felt almost like a second home to me is this house right across the street from campus. There were many a party hosted here. Some of my best friends in college ended up living in this house, and it was a common spot to just hang out after class, and I'll always remember it for the disgusting place it was, but really fun time. I also went back to all of the apartments that I've lived in over the years. Sophomore year, me and my friends lived in the Legacy apartments. I lived in an apartment full of girls, and just like 2 doors down was my boyfriend and all of his friends. I also lived in this apartment way far away from campus and had some Craigslist roommates, which is a whole issue in itself, and ended up moving into this studio behind my friend's house. It's my favorite place I've ever lived. And then my last year in Chico, I ended up living in the Post on Nord, because after the campfire, it was pretty hard to find anywhere to live. It was the first time I ever had roommates that I didn't fight with, so again, lots of growth happening. Another one of my favorite things that I got to do while going to Chico State was floating down the river with my friends. I ended up getting to do this 3 or 4 times, and we would always go with basically the same group of people, some of my closest guy friends, and there's nothing more movie-like about my Chico college experience than getting drunk in a floaty going down the river. And then obviously Upper Bidwell Park was always a really fun place to go visit. That's something that you can decide to do that same day. Like if you're like, hey, it's sunset tonight, let's go up Monkey Face. I even ended up falling off the rocks into the river and bruising my ass. And it's all these little things that I had time to do when I was with friends any second of the day if I wanted to be. Chico will always be special to me in many ways. I feel like I really grew up in Chico while I moved to Chico as an 18-year-old. I was an art major. I was pretty directionless. I had no idea what I was doing with my life. I don't know if I do now, but definitely more on track than I was then. I started going to therapy. I got a boyfriend. I have some of the closest friends I've ever made. I have an education that I would not trade the world for. I made huge life decisions and huge mistakes and learned to be a person. And the memories that I've made, I'm gonna start crying. The memories that I've made, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love Chico, especially because, I mean, by sophomore year, I kind of hated Chico, kind of wanted to drop out of school. So the fact that I made it through, and I mean, Chico went through it too. When I was a freshman, the Oroville Dam collapsed. When I was a junior, campfire happened. And I love Chico. I will never regret even the student debt that I have managed to pile onto myself because I think it was totally worth it. And I miss it so much. It's weird being a college graduate because you kind of know that's the last time you'll ever just live in a 10-block radius of everyone that you know and like, and not be worried about bigger issues in the world. So thank you, Chico. And I'm really sad to leave. I'm sad to leave, but I know I'll be back to come visit, and I know that I'm excited for my future. Thank you guys so much for watching. Kind of a sappy video, but I feel like I'm breaking up with a city. Okay, love you, bye.
Is it weird?
It's weird for sure.